connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos.
Headlines, context, the truth behind the news.
It's a complete medical, regulatory, and legal failure in the medical profession.
From politics to the streets.
Politics is not fair. Life itself is not balanced.
Get the facts that shape your day.
Front page.
Front page.
Your early morning newspaper analysis.
Front page, live on Rhythm 93.7 Lagos.
Weekdays, Monday to Friday.
8:30 to 9 a.m.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
And this is the front page where we go beyond the headlines, connect the dots, and ask the burning questions that actually matters. It's a Monday, August 10th, 2026, and this morning, Nigeria's newspapers are telling the story of a country facing pressure on several fronts. We're talking security, politics, public finance, and the future of the federation. From the presidency and the opposition exchanging fire over Nigeria's worsening security situation to the battle over local government financial autonomy and more than 10 trillion naira in allocations. From a new military salary structure that could see some personnel receive an 80% pay increase to the political chessboard ahead of the 2027. With fresh movement in Oshun and divisions imagined within the oppositions right now. The headlines are loud. The questions are bigger, if you ask me. What is really changing? Who benefits? And most importantly, is Nigeria becoming safer, more accountable, and better governed? My name is Michael City. And for the next 30 minutes, we're opening the front page right now. Let's get to it. Good morning.
The morning drive. Before the city wakes, Lagos already has a story.
Fasting and prayers will be the only thing that can save Fubara in this
Late
world.
Headlines,
nights, early
context,
mornings.
the truth behind the news.
It's a complete medical, regulatory, and legal failure in the medical profession.
From politics to the streets.
Politics is not fair. Life itself is not balanced.
Get the facts that shape your day.
Front page.
Front page.
Your early morning newspaper analysis.
Front page, live on Rhythm 93.7 Lagos.
Weekdays, Monday to Friday.
8:30 to 9 a.m.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
To read between the headlines right now, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper, and you have this one: the presidency article clash over Nigeria's security crisis. You can find this on the front page of the Punch right now. Presidency article and fresh war of words over killings. Ex-vice president falls Tinubu on security. President rallies clerics against insurgency. I mean, you can find this on page 2 and page 8 of the Punch newspaper right now. So the story is the biggest political story across today's papers in the continuing argument over Nigeria's security situation. So the Punch reports a fresh confrontation between the presidency and former vice president Atiku Abubakar over the killing and the insecurity across the country. So the opposition criticism focuses on the government's handling of security, while President Bola Ahmed is reported to have actually rallied religious leaders to support the fight against insurgency. And the question is, what would religious leaders do in terms of insurgency right now? I mean, they're the one even more targeted, especially when they go to churches and mosques to go kidnap and actually kill people. This is no longer a simple security debate. It's becoming a political contest over who owns the narrative on insecurity. For the government, they argue the argument is likely to be, are we seeing the results of security reforms, or should Nigerians judge the administration by the insecurity that still exists? And for the opposition, the argument is if Nigerians are still being killed and communities remains vulnerable, can the government claim success? Let's don't forget, the government argued that, are we seeing the results of security reforms, or should Nigerians judge the administration by the insecurity that still exists? I mean, if you look at both ways, right, you understand why Nigerians are asking, if Nigerians are still being killed and communities remains vulnerable, can the government claim success? All right, Lagos, be a part of the conversation right now. The number to call is 091 1000 2937. 091 1000 2937. The big question is, at what point does insecurity stop being a political argument and become a national emergency requiring everyone to work together? Instead of criticizing APC, criticizing PDP, PDP criticizing APC, NDC, and the likes, can we all just come together, probably have a meeting and say, hey, look, this is how we want the country to go? The big question, should security be taken completely out of partisan politics? Can we take security out of partisan politics? On Twitter, it's going to be there right now. That's at 937 Rhythm FM. Should security be taken completely out of partisan politics? Hit us up real quick. WhatsApp is 0812-806-2337. 0812-806-2337. All right, I'm moving away from the Punch newspaper. Let's take a look at the Daily Times. Local government autonomy. Who controls 10.48 trillion naira? I mean, the local government autonomy has been on for a very long time. I'm one of those who actually said this a long time ago, and I said this, taking power out of the governor to the mere local government where they actually hold the power, it's going to be very difficult right now. So Daily Times actually reported that local government autonomy, who controls 10.4 trillion naira, and governors actually shunned Supreme Court order. States will control 10.48 local government allocation. The governors say, hey, look, man, we're bigger than the Supreme Court right now. Remember, the local government chairman and the association have actually gone to court to go, look, we want our money. So the Daily Times reports that 24 months after the landmark Supreme Court judgment, local councils are still reportedly not receiving direct FAAC payments as envisaged by the judgment. What this means, this is one of the most important governance stories in today's papers right now. So the argument over government autonomy is ultimately about money and power. Money and power. If councils receives their allocations directly, here's what it means real quick. Let me break it down. State government will have less control over local government finances. Local councils potentially gains greater financial independence. No more saying your own local government officials 10 months salary, 12 months salary. Some, I even hear some states even owe as high as 1 year salary. Do you get it? This is the whole 12 months. Accountability moves closer to the grassroots. Now you can now hold your local government chairman by the balls and say, hey, look, why is my road bad? Why do we have so much insecurity everywhere? But it also raises the question of whether councils themselves have the capacity and system to properly manage the money. One of the things I said the last time was like, before pushing this money to the local government council's account, there should be a proper system, a proper framework of how this monies are going to be disbursed. Do we really have that right now? The headline figure is actually 10.48 trillion naira, which makes it much more bigger than the administrative dispute, if you ask. 10.48 trillion naira. It's a question about who controls public money meant for a third tier of government. Yeah, big question. It's a question about who controls public money meant for a third tier government. That's a local government council right now. Let me break it down real quick. So imagine, let's paint a mental picture real quick. So imagine being a local government chairman and knowing that your council has constitutional responsibilities like the day-to-day things we know: roads, primary healthcare, sanitation, and other grassroots services. But the money allocated for the council is controlled elsewhere. Picture that real quick. And sometimes they tell you they need to use this money for something else, something more important, and you have states, owing local governments, councils, and all of that. Now let's reverse the argument. If councils receives the money directly, who monitors them? That's another thing. That's where I'm more concerned. Who monitors these people? Who stops local government officials from mismanaging the funds? Where didn't the government think of all of this, putting the appropriate system down in the management and the disbursements of funds for the local government? Because this is just going to make local government chairman richer, fatter, and while the grassroots suffers. Let's take a look at a big question real quick. Is Nigeria's local government autonomy really about constitutional independence? Is it really about constitutional independence, or is it fundamentally about who controls the money? So we're taking a look at constitutional independence and control. Do you get that right? Constitutional independence and control. So some people argue that, okay, let's make it like that. It's according to the Constitution, the ruling of the Supreme Court, it's all right to actually have it. But then again, you look at the other side, look at both sides, left and right, you see control somewhere. You see the state government also saying, oh look, we can also control. So quick question, all you need to do is head straight to 937 Rhythm FM and 937 Rhythm FM. If you were given 1 billion naira to develop your local government directly, what would you spend it on first? This is the question for everyone right now. If you are being given 1 billion naira to develop your local government directly, what would you spend it on first? Call the number 091 1000 2937, 091 1000 2937, or 091 1777 1937, 091 1777 1937. All right, hit us up on that number right now, and let's get to it. Moving from that, let's take a look at the third headline for the day. Feel free to actually contribute to any of the headlines that tickles your fancy right now. All right, let's move on straight to this one. Military salary. This is from the Daily Trust. 187,200 naira to 3.25 million. Military salary, 187,200 naira to 3.25 million naira. Military new pay scale. You can find these on page 6 and 7 of the Daily Trust right now. So Daily Trust reports that the new salary structure for military personnel taking effect September 1st, 2026. According to the front page infographics that I see right here, what you have is generals will go home with 3.25 million naira every month. Privates will go home with 187,200 naira. Senior officers, 30% increase. Colonel down to warrant officers, 50% increase. Private staff sergeants, 80% increase. The largest absolute increase is shown as 750,000 naira per month for a general. 750,000 naira per month for a general. Let's do the match real quick. Let's understand where all this comes from. How much are the frontline soldiers going to be collecting? So if generals are getting 750,000 naira, so approximately in a year, they're raking home 9 million naira every year. 9 million naira every year. So the largest absolute increase is shown as 750,000 monthly for a general. But let's not forget, according to the front page infographics, I see generals they could get up to 3.25 million naira. All right. Why this matters? Nigeria is asking its military to fight banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, insurgency, communal violence. So the government is now putting more money into military personnel. The obvious argument is that better pay could actually improve morale, recruitment, and retention. But there's another question: Can increased salaries solve a security problem that is also about equipment, intelligence, logistics, leadership, welfare, and accountability? These are the questions I keep asking myself. Even if you increase these people's salary to 10 million naira per month, if there are no security intelligence, these kidnappers are still going to come around. I'm being joined by Mustafa. Mustafa, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Sugar.
I mean, let's take a look at this headline real quick, where you have military salary being increased from 187,200 naira to 3.25 million naira. And according to the front page infographics that I see from Daily Trust, you have generals could get up to 3.25 million naira, private 187,200 naira. The senior officers, they have a 30% increase. Colonels and down to warrant officers is 50% increase. And you have the private staff's sergeants, 80% increase. The largest absolute increase is shown as 150,000 naira monthly for a general. And the question I'm asking right now, if you increase the civil salary without equipment, good equipment, intelligence, logistics, leadership, welfare, and accountability, would this solve anything?
I think we always said it here that federal government should take care of the welfare of our military personnel. We've said that. We have also said that they need to upgrade the military equipment. They need to embrace use of sophisticated and modern military equipment like UMV, unmanned area vehicle, drones, and what have you. We've also said that we need to upgrade the training being given to our military personnel. Is that also?
Yeah.
So government had addressed just one part of it now. Well, in fact, we also said that they should also recruit more personnel, because I was shocked that they said this salary increase will affect 250,000 military personnel. So that means that our army, navy, and air force, it just 250,000 put together. You got a point. For a country with a population of over
200 million people.
I was shocked. I thought the number was sort of 500. You get the point now.
Yeah.
So what the president said, they are going to, after creating four new divisions last time, he said they are going to recruit 28,000 new soldiers. You get the point. So the Air Force also do new recruitment, and also the Air Force. Now, if they have done one now, increment of salary to boost the morale of the soldiers, which to me I 100% support. But the story doesn't end there.
All right, Musti, hold that thought right there. Let's go pay some bills. I'll be right back. When we get back, we'll continue this. It's still the morning drive, and the front page is still on. I'll be right back.
First day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present. Informing, connecting, caring. across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm.
This one.
Headlines, context, the truth behind the news.
It's a complete medical, regulatory, and legal failure in the medical profession.
From politics to the streets.
Politics is not fair. Life itself is not balanced.
Get the facts that shape your day.
Front page.
Front page.
Your early morning newspaper analysis.
Front page, live on Rhythm 93.7 Lagos.
Weekdays, Monday to Friday.
8:30 to 9 a.m.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
All right, Lagos is still the front page, and we're taking a look at the military salary structure and the increase right now. And I'm asking, a soldier earning more, but operating without adequate equipment is still operating at a disadvantage. So the salary reform should probably be viewed as one component, just like Musti have said, of a wider security reform, and not the entire solution.
Definitely. We need to take a holistic approach to our security strategy. You do one, if you do one, you don't do the others, you might not achieve the desired results. You get the point. If you have a very committed and a well-trained and experienced driver, is that not so? And you give him a rickety vehicle to drive, he might not even get to Ibadan in 2 days.
So even if you motivate the driver and he has the experience, he will be able to drive that rickety vehicle to Ibadan. Yeah,
that is why you motivate the military personnel.
So one of the questions a lot of netizens are asking right now is, the federal government's scale of preference is actually not well aligned. Maybe this money should have been used for stronger equipment, for intelligence and equipment or technology.
No.
Before salary increase.
It may not. I will support that. You know what? If you have new equipment,
because where does it work? If you
have modern equipment, and the personnel are not well motivated, they will not even operate them. If you buy a very expensive car, and you hire the driver to drive, and you are not paid the driver well, he can go and ask to the engine, and the engine will knock. or that motor.
Yeah,
but that is why it is holistic, really.
Yeah.
Now look, the least paid soldier will not be any 87,000 plus. Is that also?
Yeah, which is still next to nothing, though.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you look at it today, I was shocked that last week. I look at today, a cheaper of yam is 7,000 naira.
Yeah.
So the minimum wage of 70,000 can only buy 10 tubers of yam. No, I'm telling you the truth. Now I checked a kilo of turkey is 11,000. 10,005.
Sure.
So that's how today a crate of egg between 6,000, 6,005 and 7,000.
Yeah.
So now many Nigerians have taken protein out of their menu now. Because protein is very expensive now. Chicken, same thing. So that is why even the 187,000 now they want to pay the least, and they are more in number. Those people who are getting 187,000, correct me if I'm wrong. The JRs are how many are they now? so that is why it is not a misplaced priority for parents who have increased their salary. That should be the starting point, but it shouldn't end there. There are other things for you to do to get the desired results. You get it. That is my.
So I was just bothered about the scale of preference. I felt maybe better equipment, intelligence, and more tech before salary increase would probably be a great thing. Because, for instance, if I'm broadcasting in this studio right now and the microphones are not working perfectly and the console is not working perfectly, and they increase my salary to 10 million naira per month, who am I broadcasting to? You get what? Yeah.
If you acquire
our generator gets bad, and we don't fix it, we'd rather increase salaries.
All the modern broadcast equipment, and the staff are not motivated, players are not motivated, they will be able to use it.
That's another thing.
And equipment cannot operate themselves.
Yeah.
Even AI. Have you seen AI presenter now? The AI cannot present the program.
Well,
Can AI now interact with
humans?
With callers?
Yeah, of course.
They can do that now.
Yeah, you can do that.
They can do that. Man.
Perfectly.
That should be. You see, without that human touch,
well,
there is no broadcasting because you are sugar, and they know you.
Well,
outside the studio.
Musi, I'm the wrongest person to.
Because that human touch should still be there. You get the point now.
All right.
So it's okay. But again, it should end there. Increase the salary. Good point. Then next thing.
All right.
Acquire more security weapons like the UAV, unmanned area vehicle, for instance. But an unmanned area vehicle, you don't need to go to the field to kill any bandit or insurgent. From your office, you remotely control the unmanned area vehicle and you kill those bad guys.
All right, so in one, just let's make this real quick in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the Osun State election. So, Osun and Atiku camp shows early fall. So today's papers are already looking beyond 2026 towards the 2027 election. Osun 2026, Oyin Lola led PDP faction dumps Adeleke, backs APC's Oyebamiji.
Yes. If I were the former governor of Oyinola, I would just stay where I am. Let me tell you what is going to happen. What if on Saturday, despite him dumping Adeleke wins?
Still wins, yeah.
That people will now say that Oyinola doesn't have any political value anymore.
Obviously, yeah.
I didn't figure my point. As an elder says, I should have just stayed aloof or support the person he supported before. This late hour defection or support, it could backfire on him. But if Adeleke wins, people no longer regard Oyinola as somebody who has any political force in Osun State, and very dangerous for him.
Very, yeah.
As for the election proper, well, let's see. You see, in all of this shenanigans, all this issue of the tourists and all that, one thing should be very clear: let Osun people decide their next governor.
Let Osun people decide their next governor. Thank you. Thank you very much, Musti. We're so out of time right now. And that is the front page for this Monday morning. Like I always say, a country wrestling insecurity. A federation still debating who controls local government's money. A military gets in a significant salary adjustment, and a political class already positioning for 2027. But beyond the headlines is one question. Who is ultimately accountable to the Nigerian people? Because democracy is not simply about who wins election. It's about what happens to the people after the votes are being counted. And
Sugar,
yeah,
you know that 2 years after the Supreme Court gave a judgment that local government should receive their four direct.
The governors are still saying no. So it's not really about the constitutional rights. It's about power and control.
Another, you will not implement. Why? Why did the president go to court? Why did the attorney general go to court?
All right, thank you very much. I wish we had more time, but anyway, we gotta go right now. That's been the front page. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking the difficult questions. Good morning. The rest of the morning drive continues right here. I'll be right back.
Global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything, from traffic on 3rd Mainland